even though it took some time and I started in a different sector, eventually pooling resources to get me to where I am in my career plays a significant role. And so if you have talent but don't have resources, do we ever get to see your contributions? And that's what you're aiming to.
Exactly. So, I mean, education, for instance, in America is extremely expensive, or any other primary market like the UK, it's going to be a bit expensive. We are looking at other parts of the world. So, for instance, we funded roughly about 40 students in the Bahamas.
Excellent.
And that was like $10,000 a student a year.
Wow.
Okay, I'm looking at potential projects like that in Guatemala, and that's $2,500 a student per year. So if we can expose the sector, provide education and experiences, not that everyone's going to come into our space, but they will at least have a foundational understanding of what we are and who we are and what does that mean to them, their communities, or their regions and countries, right? So then they can at least make smarter decisions, or at least question. Or why are you regulating this? Why are you putting this policy in place? Why are you taking my information? So on and so forth. Right? So it's going to help the world get a little bit more educated and not get lost behind some pundit's personal charter.
That surprised me, because the primary thing I think of when we're talking about education initiatives or scholarship initiatives is, and maybe I need to rethink my language around it, of on-ramps to our industry. I'm thinking of it very selfishly, but the thing that you just described to me sounds more like issues you're fighting in your community because someone wants to build a data center there and they have no familiarity. Or as this industry touches all the other industries, just the familiarity, even if you don't join our industry directly, there's an incredible amount of value there. And I think just hearing you speak, I'm underestimating it.
Yeah, I mean, we were actually in Virginia and there was a riot. I believe that was like right around the Live tour coming out to America as well.
Yes.
And it turns out it was a riot about data centers in Northern Virginia, right? So you go out and ask these people, like, what's going on? Well, we don't want a data center in our community, and you're power hogs, and you're doing bad. You're not adding any value to the community, so on and so forth. A simple question that I had was like, how did you get here? Well, we communicated on Meta and Facebook and, text messaging and stuff like that.
Right.
So basically using the digital platform to communicate, you're actually fighting against it.
Sure.
So, of course, they don't understand how it all works. And a part of our job is to educate, right? I mean, that when a data center comes into a community, it's not like a one and done thing.
Right. No.
Sure, we might run blackout operations in a data center, but it's creating a lot of other opportunities that the community leaders don't talk about, don't know about.
Yeah.
It's basically building communities in that region. So Wenatchee or Yakima would be some great examples. I mean, they did not even exist on the map till the likes of Microsoft and Meta and others actually built the data centers. And now there's thousands of people. There are schools out there. It's created other sub-verticals from software developers to farming.
Right.
It's opened up gateways for those little tiny communities. You've got a lot of tax dollars that come in, when you have these massive build-outs as well. So we're not just takers. We're actually giving back to communities. And if they were to know not only that it works, but how it works and why it works and what's the value add, though they might not be a part of this sector, but it's adding value to the community. It's giving back in some way, form, or shape.
Yeah, I agree. And it's going to impact them positively. And I like to come to the defense of data centers and the opportunity it provides communities. But the other thing I think it does, and even if someone were to ask me about a data center being built near them, okay, they have true concerns because they don't know and they don't have access, is those coming into those communities have a responsibility too of educating the market. And for those people who, like the riot around against data centers, just we don't want them. What I'd love to see is a path of well, what cooling method are you using so that
Mhm.
doesn't impact our water resources? What's the power orchestration? Like, are we risking grid stability? Those are, because it's hard to stop progress. These industries, this industry is very powerful right now. The data centers are coming. But if those communities were more informed, then they could ask more direct questions, and you could be a
Absolutely.
happy medium. So you get the infrastructure, but you also still have water at your house.
Yeah. Yeah. I was watching something on, I believe it was CNBC or something, and they were complaining about data centers,
Yeah.
that since data centers have actually come into their cities or towns, that their power bills have gone up 4 times.
Right.
And I don't think that's true. Right? It's just a narrative that's been promoted
Sure.
by the media pundits to spark a fire or something.
Right.
And it's important, like that we share our side of the story, and then these people have enough data that they ask the right questions.
Yeah.
Otherwise, that person that one negative person is going to go tell 100 people within that community, and then all of a sudden you've got to solve a bigger problem. So, as much as we are doing good for the society, 99 good deeds are not going to be recognized, but that one mistake or one bad message is going to spread like wildfire.
Well, it's much more interesting to news outlets, right?
Exactly.
For the controversy. The one I saw also recently that came out is Google just published a paper on their, I believe, water and energy consumption using Gemini.
Mhm.
And what has changed in the last 18 months is incredible. I mean, their efficiency in water usage and energy usage is, double digits multiple of improvement. And, these AI data centers are bigger and use more energy, but from an efficiency standpoint, they're calculating and computing things at a much more efficient rate. So I think those elements are missing from the story, and there's not enough nuance and discussion around things we can control.
Mhm.
So my biggest takeaway is the value that organizations like yours, not only directly for the students that are potential employees for this industry, but the broader education piece and value it brings to communities like the Bahamas that you wouldn't even think of
Yeah.
being a major tech hub.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, that's the social responsibility, right?
Yeah. Excellent. So turning towards the future, we have a big week ahead of us. We've talked about that a little bit. We have a formal alliance between OCP and Nomad Futurist. We started by helping with the scholarship fund. We've provided a place. Where do we go from here? How do we?
This is just the beginning of time, is the way I look at it. So, I reckon over the next year or so, we're going to start pushing more disruptive content through the academy, and hopefully partners that are here will start contributing to that effort as well. And we expand on this program globally in collaboration with OCP.
Yep.
You guys are going into other parts of the world as well, so we want to be able to replicate that in other parts of the world. And then, besides just bringing students into the space, I would love to bring industry influencers as well. Community leaders, and other verticals that are users of our technology stack,
Yep.
but they don't necessarily know the ins and outs of it, and hopefully create a group that speaks the same language.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see that. We're expanding beyond, we started at OCP, with the server itself, and our reach has changed quite a bit. And now we're talking with adjacent industries, the
Mhm.
power sector and things like that. We have to start speaking a common language. Otherwise we can't build better together at the pace of the demand is today.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, we're always going to be backtracking if we don't speak the same language.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. What else can you tell us? Oh, here, what are you excited most about this week? I mean, I know the students are at the center of your focus. Is there anything else here that you're eager to get a peek at or do?
Boy. I mean, of course, yeah, the students and the human capital deficit is a major part of the excitement. But I believe there's something in the news with NVIDIA and the low voltage 800 volt DC solution coming to the forefront eventually. That's exciting to see it in action, and hopefully, defining those standards. Like, are we heading in that direction? Because that's coming in very, very fast.
Yeah, it's fascinating. It is, and it is public. So NVIDIA and others had started to release that power infrastructure supporting these data centers are going to change. But that brings a whole bunch of other education opportunities. Electricians have to learn a whole new skill.
I mean, low voltage, you didn't really need much before, but in the last 15 years, it hasn't really changed much. But I believe we are at that chasm right now with us moving from plus minus 48 volts to 400 volts and now to 800 volt DC. The industry is actually at that major point of change. And that's just the beginning of it, right? I believe within the next 5 years, we're going to be looking at quantum as well. And that's another time of redefinition of the sector. So it's exciting to see this continuous evolution and this change and the fact that we're going to be redefining our space constantly, at least for the next 2 or 3 decades.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. We certainly will. Somebody hears this podcast, they listen to us and are interested. What steps can they take? How do they get involved? What do they need to do next?
So let's start with the ask, right?
Okay.
So the ask to the community and the sector is, give us 1%. And that 1% could be anything. That 1% could be the tribal knowledge that you've accumulated over your entire career. That 1% could be that voice that unifies and uniforms the sector. Just be a part of the change. I mean, everybody there wants to contribute in some capacity is what I believe. And I believe everyone's heart is in the right place. They just don't know when. We're going to get to it when we retire or when I've achieved my goals. That's why I'm only asking for that 1%. Be the change and be the change today. That's the only way we can actually change the world. How can you get engaged? Check us out at nomadfuturist.org. There's multiple charters like you mentioned earlier that you can be a part of it, be involved in creating awareness, be involved in sustainability accord, be involved in the social accord, in scholarships, whatever it is, whatever you're passionate about. Let's just get together and get this voice louder. So check out on nomadfuturist.org or the social handles of Nomad Futurist as well. So,
I'll add links as well. So you don't have to search.
Easy to engage, no bureaucracy, no politics. Think like water is the way I would tell anybody. Find the least path of resistance and be that change today. That's all what it is.
Excellent. Thank you, Nabeel. I appreciate you being on again. I look forward to catching up with you soon. We're going to have a big week and we'll have more things to solve. So we'll add that to newsroom.
Well, thank you for having me. It's been fun.
Awesome. Thanks.